Hello, my loves. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome into this reading for the Capricorn solar season. It doesn't matter if you are at the right video right now. You can certainly just watch this introduction, which will tell you which reading is relevant for you, and then you can jump into that reading once you've watched the introduction and received the instructions for how to find which reading is relevant to you. For those who are new, hello and welcome in. It is so wonderful to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. It is an absolute pleasure to have you and your vibration here with us. If you want to know how to get the most out of these readings and what it is really that we're doing here on a deeper level, you can check out my How to Get the Most Out of These Readings tutorial video, linked in the description and linked in this video as well. For those who are not new, hello, my friends. Welcome back. It's so lovely to have you here. Thank you for playing this amazing game with me. As you know, I am here on this journey with you, learning alongside you and playing this wonderful game that we're playing with our spiritual support teams as we move forward. So just want to say thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate being able to bond with you in this way and be able to show up and serve you guys in this way as well. Now, if you want to support me and be part of my support system, there's many ways to do that. You can just comment on this video. You can share it with somebody you think it will align with. You can go ahead and like this video. You can also go to devotedandvulnerable.com/services, sign up for a reading with me. I do card readings and I do chart readings. Another way that you can support me is just send me a donation for this reading. I offer these readings free, but some people feel called to offer me a financial contribution based on the advice that they're getting here. So you can do that at paypal.me/devotedvulnerable. Links are in the description. So let's talk about what a solar season is. So a solar season is when the sun, the spotlight of our galaxy, is in one astrological sign for about a month. Now, this month is a little bit different than our calendar months. Usually it's from the 19th to the 22nd of one month into the 19th to the 22nd of another month. The current solar cycle that we're going to be in is going to start on December 21st, and it's going to go until January 20th. So when I talk about the month here, the solar season, I'm talking about that time frame between December 21st and January 20th. The solar seasons are an amazing time for us to spotlight one of the archetypes of the zodiac, wherever the sun is currently shining. It helps us to learn about this archetype by focusing on the solar Capricorns for right now, because they're the solar sign in spotlight. So look at people who have birthdays between December 21st and January 20th to learn more about this archetype. Those who are born under the sun in the sign that we're studying are always going to have their radiance, their power, and their gift expressed through the archetype that we're studying. Now we're going to get deeper into understanding where this shows up in our chart and how this influences us on an individual level when we get further on into the readings. But for the introductory video, let's now move into the energy and the archetype of Capricorn. So the first thing that I want to talk about with Capricorn is what's called the modality of Capricorn. It means like how the energy moves and expresses itself. So Capricorn is a cardinal energy. As we're studying the zodiac, we can also learn that the study of the zodiac is the study of the seasons, okay? So all cardinal energies, what that means is in an initiatory energy, it starts something. All cardinal energies start a season, which means that they are the energy that happens at the solstices and the equinoxes. So in the Northern Hemisphere here on December 21st, we're going to have the winter solstice, which starts the season of winter. Capricorn is a cardinal sign, and it represents starting this energy of winter, again, in the Northern Hemisphere. It's opposite in the Southern Hemisphere, but it's still the start of a season. It's still a solstice as well. So we're talking about an energy that starts things, that gets things moving, that brings something new into our experience. Now, the element of the Capricorn is the element of earth. The earthly realm represents our physical world, the material aspect of our lives. So the things that we can touch, the things that are physical in our reality, that is represented by the earth element. And so as we begin to study this Capricorn energy, I encourage you to think about this solar month. What is this initiatory, physical, material vibration and energy? What does it mean to you? Remember, all of these discussions of archetypes and playing with the cards to get guidance for ourselves is really meant to guide us back to our own instinctive knowing that we have already within ourselves. So, what is your own intuitive understanding of what it means to be an earthy energy that gets things started? The archetype of the Capricorn is represented by the sea goat. So you have this image of this goat climbing a mountain and going up through like impassable passes to get to the top of this mountain. That's that achieving energy. That's that initiatory earth. It's really taking one step after another to go and achieve something. It's this sea goat climbing the mountain. But the sea part of it is that the goat can also transform into having a fin, and it can swim into the emotional depths of the ocean. So Capricorn is not just this climbing the mountain archetype, it's also this archetype that can dive deep and swim in the waters. The qualities of the Capricorn archetype are resourceful, very resourceful, able to use all the resources at its fingertips, all the material resources that it has at its fingertips available to it to really achieve whatever it is that it's looking to achieve. It's very determined. It doesn't give up. It just keeps going. It knows what it wants, and it just keeps taking steps to get towards that goal. And it knows that it may take a while, and it's not daunted by the practice of it's not daunted by the work that needs to be put in and the time that it might take. Patience is another quality of the Capricorn energy, of course, because Capricorn knows that it takes time to achieve those things that are worth attaining. It's very ambitious. You'll know a Capricorn energy and archetype because it just sets out to do things that are ambitious, that are a little bit more than the normal energies and signs of the zodiac are really aiming for. It really has this energy of like, I'm going to go get it, and it doesn't matter how long it takes, and it doesn't matter how qualified I am now. I know I want it, and I'm going to get it. It's very ambitious. And it's also very responsible, very able to be aware of what's a waste of time, what is a great use of time, and it's very focused on achieving. So it's very responsible with the way that it allocates its resources, its time, and its being. It likes to know its own boundaries. It likes to keep those boundaries, and it likes to have its own value system that it stays within. They don't like failure. That's probably the shadow side of the Capricorn, is that it can be, failure can be very difficult for the Capricorn energy and archetype. And also it's got a bad reputation for being a little unemotional, especially in relationships, where relationships are more focused on what can I get out of the relationship than just the relationship in and of itself. Okay. So we are going to be talking about and focusing on in this reading, what area of your life are you going to be achieving something or focusing on an achievement within the realm of this solar phase. Now, the area of your life is going to be highlighted by which planet, the sun, the moon, or the rising sign is in Capricorn in your chart. You're going to watch every single reading for every single planet, including Pluto, the sun, the moon, or the rising that you have in Capricorn. If you don't have any of the planets, sun, moon, or rising in Capricorn, the reading that you will watch is the one that's called background Capricorn. Now, if you do not know where Capricorn is in your chart or which planets are in Capricorn in your chart, go ahead and watch this tutorial video that'll take you through how to understand and read and learn a little bit more about your birth chart information on astro.com. Link is in the description here, and it is popping up linked in this video as well. This is a necessary step into knowing which of these readings are aligned for you, because we're going to align the advice on what it is that you're achieving, and you're focusing what in your life are you really focusing on achieving in? Like, what is the theme? That's going to be shown by the planet. Now, the advice for how to get this achievement, what do you need to know about achieving in this area of your life that'll help support you with this achievement, it's going to come through the Angel Therapy deck by Doreen Virtue. This is an amazing deck. It's so supportive. It's so healing. It's so good at calling us out on things that we may or may not be aware of. And it's very gentle, loving, and nurturing. So we're going to be going to this deck for advice. And we're going to be relating that to where in our life this energy shows up. So one thing that I also wanted to mention will be happening during this Capricorn season is Mercury will be going retrograde, and we will be allowing ourselves to review the communications in our lives. It's going to be going retrograde in the sign of Capricorn, and that's going to take us from the end of this year into the beginning of next year as we look at and review our communication realm. At the same time, once we get into January, early January, we're going to see Mars, which has been retrograde since Halloween. It's going to go direct. So we're going to get forward momentum in our actions and our reactions during this Capricorn season. And Mercury, our communication realm and our learning realm, is going to go backwards into review so that we can review what we've been communicating and learning and make a better plan for how to move forward. So as this Mars starts moving forward, we're still having this little bit of backwards momentum and review energy with the Mercury in retrograde. And then once things move forward in January for Mars and in January for Mercury, we're going to see things really start falling into place at the beginning of the year, but towards the end of Capricorn season. All right, let's see what achievement, energy, and advice is coming through for this Capricorn solar season. So this reading is for you if the planet Uranus was in the sign of Capricorn when you were born. So the planet in the astrological story represents the what. So the what of Uranus is your rebellion. It's how you act differently in the world. It's how you deal with themes of groups and with the theme of humanity itself. So Uranus likes to do things differently. It has a completely different rotational spin than the rest of the planets in the solar system. And so it's that energy of rebellion. It's doing things differently, being unique, and offering a unique perspective on things. So that's what the planet Uranus represents in our chart. And the sign that it's in represents how that what, in this case, your rebellion, expresses. So your rebellion expresses itself through the Capricorn archetype. You actually rebel through resourcefulness, through determination, through patience, through ambition, and through being responsible. That's an interesting way to rebel, right? Sometimes we think of rebellion as being kind of this haphazard, like, just do whatever kind of vibration. But rebellion can come through any way that we choose to do something different than the rest of the world. Let's be honest. The world is not always very responsible. It's not always very resourceful. There's a lot of wasted resources that our society and our community kind of just has as a part of the way that society is. So you may find that the way that you utilize your resources is different than everyone else in your sphere because they're doing it the way the society does, this wasteful way of society, and you're like using everything at your fingertips to make things work, okay? That's just an example. You're also very patient. We know our society is not patient. So you may be rebellious in how you are just able to be more patient than the people in your life and the people in your sphere. Now, Uranus is what's called an outer planet. It's a slow moving planet. So, slow moving planets, the outer planets, are known as generational energies. So, people who are born around the same time as you, they're going to have this Uranus and Capricorn vibration. You can actually send this reading to people who are born during the same time as you because they're going to have this same alignment. I'm not quite sure what the Uranus and Capricorn dates are, but they're going to be around the same time as you and your birthday, your birth year, okay? And this, I think Uranus stays in the same sign for like 7 years, by the way. So it's like a 7-year swing. I just don't know when it started or when it ended, okay? So this is a generational energy. You may find that people in your generation have this commonality and this common expression. What makes it unique to you will be which house Uranus shows up in. So the houses in the zodiac story represent the where of our zodiac story. So where in your life you tend to rebel the most is going to be unveiled to you through which house this planet is in. If you don't know how to find that, watch the tutorial video again. It'll take you through how to find a house alignment for your particular sign. And if you have questions after you watch the video, just let me know. This is going to help you get more specific. But in general, your entire generation has this energy in common. And it's a gift that your generation came to offer the greater world. And again, Uranus is all about humanity and focusing on humanity. So this is also the gift that you came to bring your human family. It's this structure, this routine, this energy of being resourceful, determined, patient, ambitious, and responsible, but doing it maybe in a different way than society is at this point. So when we're talking about achieving in our area of rebellion, we're going to ask the angel therapy deck what we need to know. So if you haven't already, taken a few deep breaths, called in your spiritual support team, and opened your heart to receiving the guidance that's most aligned for you at this time, I recommend you do that. You may want to pause this video to set a sacred space for yourself and give yourself time to really be open to the advice that's coming through here. Okay. Parents. Card says, the divine truth is that your parents eternally love you to the best of their ability. The angels are helping you heal from any pain associated with your mother or father. And I would say your masculine or feminine caregivers. Okay? Wow. So in order for you to achieve in your rebellion, it feels like your rebellion has to be freed from the rebellions that you sowed in response to your parents. Okay? So like the way that you rebel against your parents is evolving, okay? It's changing. There's a rebellion that you're being invited into that's deeper, that's more humanity centered, that's more heart centered, that's more aligned to your truth. But you can only achieve in that area when this forgiveness of this parent's energy is allowed to happen, okay? So it may also be that your parents suppressed this area of your life, this aspect of you. Like you may have been naturally someone who wanted structure and routine, who wanted to achieve things, and your parents never supported you in the goals that you were trying to achieve. Just think about what in the realm of the Capricorn archetype or in the realm of rebellion, how your parents and your relationship with your parents may have caused this area of your life to be more difficult than necessary. And the other thing that always comes through with this card is remembering to tap into the divine masculine and feminine archetype, which is perfect, which is all loving, which is there for you to go to for nurturing and support and love. as a replacement for the absolutely fallible, absolutely imperfect, absolutely trying the best they can and failing care that your caregivers offered you as a kid. Okay. This card has already come up in this reading for another alignment, which was the moon in Capricorns. So this is a theme for more than a few people that I'm reading for here. And it's like, it feels, because this is a generational sign, the Uranus is a generational sign, your whole generation is like being invited to heal this parent wound. And what I talked about back in the moon in Capricorn reading was you as a child, my beautiful, beautiful Uranus and Capricorns. You deserved love, attention, and affection that you were denied, that you weren't given. You were not held, loved, supported, nourished, and cared for in the way that you deserved. And as a result, you may have either blamed yourself and thought that you weren't worthy of that love, or you may have blamed your parents and thought that they weren't worthy of you and your love. The truth of the matter is you were absolutely worthy the whole time, and your parents tried the best that they could. They weren't loved, held, nurtured, cared for, supported the way that they deserved, because their parents weren't held, loved, and nurtured the way that they deserved. And so on, and so on, and so on. So it's time to free our fallible human parents from the expectations of perfection that we have put on them, and the pain that we have rightfully gone through during our childhood for not receiving that love, not receiving that care, not receiving that attention, and all of the false beliefs and habits and ideas and protections that we've created around trying to feel worthy, trying to prove our worth, trying to let the world validate our being, because our beings were not validated when we were kids. Like we expected when we came in, we were just this innocent being that expected to be 100% loved and nurtured, and we didn't get that, and we've all been coping with that in many different ways. It's the reason the world is the way that it is. It's what's called the human condition. If y'all really want to dive deep into this, I am going to invite you into studying the freedom material at thehumancondition.com. The interview that's on that page, it's called The Interview That Saves the World. It gives such a larger perspective on our species, on our journeys, and it frees our parents from a lot of the pain and conflict and frustration that we've had with them our entire lives. Justifiably so, okay? Absolutely justifiably so, that we've felt this struggle with our parents. And it's also time that we learn this new information, this new awareness, and free our parents from the blame, shame, and guilt, okay? So that we can be free, so that we can do what we came here to do and not repeat the same mistakes of our parents. Okay, I'm mentioning this because this is Uranus, that's humanity focus. This information and this content is so important for humanity at this time that you will see me reference it more and more as I learn to describe it and share it with people. But I'm sharing it with you because it's coming through in this reading. It's relevant to this reading, and Uranus is all about that humanitarianism. We're going to be focusing a lot on it when we go into Aquarius season, which is the sign of the humanitarian. Uranus rules Aquarius. Another invitation for you is to watch the Ho'oponopono content on my website relating to the feminine caregiver and the masculine caregiver, the mother and the father archetypes and energies in our lives. I do a discussion about Ho'oponopono and how to apply it to the parent energies. And then I also offer a meditation for you to go into a process that'll help move this energy and bring up this forgiveness for you. You can go to my website, devotedandvulnerable.com. One of the tabs at the top will be Ho'oponopono. It's spelled Ho'oponopono. But you just go to my website and look for a really long word that starts with H and has lots of O's in it. That'll take you to the right page, and then you go to the 30 days of Ho'oponopono to find those videos I referenced. Okay? If I can remember, I'll try to link them here in this video. Maybe. Okay? But if I don't do that, you can go to my website and find it. Wow. Thank you, my beautiful Uranuses in Capricorns. Thank you for this healing. It's so very important on a generational level to move through this vibration so that you can do what you came here to do, to set your sights, to rebel through ambition and through achieving and through resourcefulness. We need you. We need this example. We need this energy and this vibration in order for you to achieve in this area of your life. This forgiveness for the parents has to happen. Okay? So thank you for the work that you're doing. I see you. I feel you. I love you. And I am so grateful that you're here. Let me know how this resonates. Let me know if you have questions. And as always, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors the universal light within you. Namaste.